Today we're going over how long it takes to buy a house as well as what happens during that time process. If you do have any further questions after this video, give me a call. I've got my phone number down in the description. I'd love to talk to you about it. Down below, I've also got my buyer's guide as well as my seller's guide. So if you are looking at buying or selling this year, download those because it just gives you an overview of the entire process. And if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. Don't forget to click that subscribe button as well as that bell notification so you never miss a new video. If you get something out of this, give me a like. Now the basic answer for how long it takes to buy a house is typically 30 to 45 days after we find the right one and we go under contract. That's how long the mortgage typically takes to get fully done. Then you've also got an inspection period in there, which typically is anywhere from like 10 to 14 days. And then we do inspections, we ask for repairs, and we go through that negotiation process for the repairs because there's two negotiations in every real estate transaction. There's your initial purchase, then you got your inspection period with 3 repair requests, and then after we get through that, then we go into finishing up the mortgage documents, getting the appraisal ordered, and then we go to closing. It's typically 30 to 45 days. Now with that being said, you do have some things that might hold you up. So A, finding the right house, as well as getting pre-approved. So if you haven't been on your job for 2 years, or let's say you've got a lower credit score, we need to do some credit repair because something was put on there that wasn't supposed to be. We want to make sure that we get that taken care of before we start the looking process, because we always want to know that we are pre-approved for this amount, because it not only gives us what we can buy, but it also tells us what our monthly payments are going to be, as well as how much we're going to need for our down payment as well as closing costs. So it's really important to get pre-approved before we start this process. But a lot of times, you know, if we can't get pre-approved because we haven't been on our job long enough or a credit score, a lot of times that can actually make the process take a lot longer, because we might have, you know, 6 months of credit repair, or we might need to be on our job for another 6, 9, 12 months, whatever it is, in order to get pre-approved for that house in the first place. After we get through the pre-approval process, then we start looking at houses. And when we're looking at houses, that process can take anywhere from, you know, 2 or 3 days, but typically I tell people to expect to wait about a month to 2 months to find the right one. Because if you are really specific on what you're looking for in a house and you're like, we want a log cabin with a pool in the back, we want it on 5 acres, it's like, all right, that's great, but that might take longer to find in today's market when we don't have much inventory than, let's just say, a 3-bed, 2-bath house that's, you know, in this general 5-mile radius, right? So things like that can make a really big difference on how long it might take us to find the right house. But after we find the right house and we're pre-approved, we go under contract, and then after we go under contract, it's typically roughly about 30 to 45 days. Sometimes the loan process does take longer, or the sellers might need more time to move out. So it could be closer to 60 to 90 days in certain situations, but a lot of times it is just the 30 to 45 days once we go under contract. Now that's just a general overview of the process as well as the timeframes, but when it comes to actually, you know, the full process of it, it gets a lot more complicated. And I'm going to be doing a new video in a couple weeks talking about the entire buying process here in Louisville, Kentucky. So make sure you click that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you don't miss that. If you are curious about the buying process and that video hasn't come out yet, down below I've got my buyer's guide, which just is a general overview of the home buying process. I also have my seller's guide, so if you are looking at selling and then buying, or buying and then selling, you can download both of those down below, just so that way you get a general overview of the entire process of buying as well as selling. Once again, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville, and if you are looking at buying a house this year, give me a call. My phone number is down below.